Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at a motorcycle which I recently picked up at my local Dollar General store, and this was only $5, and this is roughly 1/6 scale, so it should be appropriate for G.I. Joe. And I got to give a shout out to EliteActionJoe Studios and T.A.R. Productions. Both those guys had mentioned these motorcycles, and I had no awareness of it at all. So big thank you to those guys for mentioning it on both of their channels. And I will put a link in the description to both their channels so you guys can check them out. They do a lot of content related to 12-inch G.I. Joe. And that's pretty much what this is. So this is released by Laser Wheels. And the company that makes this is called Bright Kingdom Development Limited. So not very familiar with this at all. It's very much a knockoff kind of thing. But in terms of what it looks like, the detailing out of it is not bad at all. And for $5, it's really a no-brainer to pick it up. And on the back of this, you can see the various parts and how they get put together. There's some assembly required with this, and it actually includes a little screwdriver right here to help with the assembly. So, and you can see all the parts right here are blistered to the back of the card, and then this is just sort of strapped into this backer card. So let's go ahead and get this out of the package and go ahead and assemble it. And then once it's all assembled, we're going to take a look at what it looks like with the G.I. Joe behind the handlebars. So stay tuned. So the assembly on this was not very difficult at all. Basically, almost everything just snaps together, and the screwdriver is only really necessary for the installing the kickstand, and it's a little undersized for that operation. I ended up breaking out a different Phillips head screwdriver to kind of tighten it up a little bit, just because that tiny little screwdriver, you can't really get a good grip on it. So yeah, you might need to use a different screwdriver just to make sure that that screw is nice and tight. Okay, so we have this thing fully assembled now, and a couple things I noticed right away. First of all, there are translucent parts on here. These little reflectors and so forth have translucency to them, so that's a nice touch. I noticed that these little marker lights on the back here are very loose. They don't fit in there very tightly, so there may be a remedy for that. But yeah, that attachment point seems a little weak. So that's something that might need some customization. One other thing I noticed on this is the thing does not turn probably as far as it should, because the fender tends to clash against these two pieces as it rotates. So you don't really get a full probably a rotation as you should in terms of the steering, but it does steer a little bit. So that's better than nothing. And these little things flip back and forth. You can see there's nice detailing on these little dials. So those are just done with stickers, but they actually look quite nice. So that's nice detail. And I did notice there are two different versions that I saw in the store. There's basically a version that has the white body and then the yellow highlighted parts. And so this is the opposite of that. This has the yellow body and the white highlighted parts. So in theory, because you can see this whole thing is held together with screws, you can see the little screws in there. Theoretically, you should be able to take the whole thing apart and probably make an all yellow version and also maybe an all white version. So by interchanging the various parts, I'm guessing you might be able to do a lot of customization if you bought both yellow and white versions of this motorcycle. So I may go back and get the white version, because I would actually like it if this had all yellow details. Just because I think that works in well with the adventure team, because they're one of their main colors for their vehicles and so forth is yellow. But I'm sure you're all anxious to see what this looks like with a 12-inch G.I. Joe behind the handlebars. So here we go. So here we can see what the motorcycle looks like with my Land Adventure sitting on the seat. And I think it looks pretty good. The size looks just about right. You can flip up the kickstand, get that out of the way. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Overall, I like it. And that yellow coloration, really kind of screams adventure team. So I have a feeling at some point I may decide to remove the decals and add some adventure team logos and stuff to this. So I may do some more customization to it down the road. But as it is, I think it's $5 well spent. And it's just great to have another vehicle that G.I. Joe can take adventures on. So this is pretty cool. Once again, I'd like to thank EliteActionJoe Studios and T.A.R. Productions for giving me the tip about this motorcycle. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And keep giving out those tips. That kind of stuff really helps various other collectors in the community. That's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more reviews of 1/6 scale kind of vehicles and figures, think about subscribing because I will be covering a lot more G.I. Joe content in the future. Until next time, I hope you're having a great day and thanks for watching.